Okay, by now you guys should know me, Anya, and yeah, I want to get us all comfortable with the uncomfortable. And on today's subject, I would like to talk about mental health and the stigma that's around it. First of all, I want to explain my situation. For example, my mental health issues weren't because there's something fundamentally wrong with me. If you see me shake my head, by the way, it's the flies. And this is one of the things I want to talk about. This place around here. Nature. What it has done for me and what it can do for anybody. As opposed to medicine. Yeah, sure. We all need, that. Like I take sleep meds, for example, because I still can't sleep very well. And sometimes I sleep in a very off-color things. I want to, as opposed to being a patient, introduce myself as a survivor. Quite often, we are haunted by our past. So, being, in my case, having anxiety disorder, PTSD, I just saw a little rabbit. We're not crazy. There's nothing really wrong with us. The only wrong thing with people like that is about what's happened to us. The very fact that we're paying for it with our own mental stability is simply, how would I say it? It's our way of dealing with being a survivor. With, no, there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. The very fact that you've got insomnia or flashbacks, triggers, things like that is because we survived the unforgivables, rapes, abuse, you name it, attack, physical bashing. That's, I've been pretty much through all of it, but I'm not gonna let it define me. So if I can't remember a couple things sometimes, so be it. My memory is getting better and better due to a thing called neuroplasticity. Oh yeah. As opposed to sitting there drugging myself up, I go look for answers, natural answers, like the nature that's around here. So I would like us to stop stigmatizing trauma, stigmatizing, oh, that person has got some issues and this and that. No, that person survived something very terrible. And this is just simply, well, it's paying for being strong, for being a survivor, for being courageous. So let's stop talking about mental health like it's some sort of a pet disease. We've got issues with heart problems, with all kinds of other issues, but we don't sit there and stigmatize that, right? So why is suddenly anxiety or depression or any other thing like that, as opposed to really asking the right questions and saying, what has happened? That person must be super strong. This is us paying for being victimized and surviving lots of other things, trauma, for not sitting around and doing a pity party. doesn't mean it doesn't come at a cost. So, the best thing I think we all need to do for each other is give each other a big hug. And before we judge anybody, ask what really happened. Walk in their shoes. Let's go empathy. Quite often, people who sit around say just how empathetic they are. They actually truly, you know what, they exhibit lots and lots of signs of apathy, which is the exact opposite. You know what? Walk the talk. My whole team knows that. Walk the talk. Talk is cheap. So let's not sit here and judge people and judge each other. Because to me, the very first thing I ask is who hurt you. So, with me, you know what? Nature seems to have helped. Boxing helps. Sometimes, honestly, you have to get that anger out somehow. It doesn't mean that we're angry people. It just sometimes means we're frustrated. We're frustrated because memory gets hijacked. And we'll talk about that. And I do want to talk about that. And this is going to be the beginning of a completely different playlist. We'll talk about brain. We'll talk about feeding the brain. We'll talk about taking away and wiping off all those stupid misconceptions about people who have had issues. Now, you know what? Quite often, we didn't have the issues. It's the people that have hurt us that had the issues. How about that? We're simply paying for it. And the very fact that we're alive, that we don't sit around and hide, I think that's a testament to just how strong we really are. So, let's talk about that. Okay? So, this is just the beginning. Thanks. Subscribe. It'll be fun. Because nobody is going to sit there and tell me that there is a subject I cannot discuss. It's there. So, let's get comfortable with the uncomfortable. I dare you.